Sorry. Cotton picking. Sorry about that. Boom, boom. Even though I'm probably on here alone. Alone again. Sorry about that. I kicked a toy. I'm gonna get comfortable with my favorite blanket. Hopefully the camera, let's turn it on and see how the camera's looking. Said I was lying and it's not all right now. Oh, there it is. Is that it? No. Yeah, there it is. Oh, wow. Okay. My bad. There we go. Couldn't see. Did I fix it? What's up, soloist? Hey. Getting situated. What's up? What are you getting into tonight? Playing some games? Get on the Sims? See, is that in the camera again? I have to wait. Gotta wait a few minutes so I can see it. Wow. I guess I could always make it up. Let me get up. There we go. Boom. Boom. Alright. That's so far away. Alright, it's all good. I try to keep everything right there. Keep my dice right here. So I'm going to play Dungeon Crawl Classics, attempt to play it solo. Let me turn this sound down real quick. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to play Dungeon Crawl Classics solo. I'm going to run the adventure in the back. So I've never played Dungeon Crawl Classics, and this aspect of what I'm doing, I would typically do by myself. But I want to share that with you guys. When, I'm going to share that with you guys. So, and I also printed out some rats. Ratsy tatsy. Let me see if I can do this a little better. I guess it's not bad. I can go with it. Just that brown is just messing with me. Let me see. Yeah, it's just messing with me. Hold on. I can do this. Doing it dark. Here we go. That's better. No, it's not. Okay, but good enough. Alright, so at least I don't have to put it too far up right there. I don't remember. Sorry. Good thing I didn't have anything over there like drugs or something like that. Woohoo, we're looking at BCC. It's a cool. Well, I've never played before. So, I have. I played one time. This area right here is messing with me. I played one time, and it was pretty cool. But I don't remember. It was a year ago, and so I have no idea what I'm doing. And but yeah, let's give it a try. So I have two characters so far. I have Rue, who is a hunter, and I have Ada, who is an alchemist. And excuse me, I didn't like the way these look right here, so I printed out a few. And after building a character, I realized how disposable and how just they can be. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but they can, I don't know if you do sign language. Very easily and stuff. So, but I'm going to transfer this information over here real quick, and I was going to do two more characters. And by the hit points, as you can see, check my hit points out. So my hit points, where are my hit points? I have 3 hit points. Okay. Excuse me. And Ada has, oh yeah, Ada the Alchemist. I like that. Ada the Alchemist. Ada the Alchemist. All right. So, and she only has 2 hit points, which is wild. But so we're gonna do a dungeon crawl now. I have a lot of other things, other resources and stuff. Another disclaimer, and I just utilize what it is that I have. This kind of feels better right here, even though I have to kind of lean forward, but I don't have to worry about my nose being in the camera, which I haven't seen my nose in the camera yet. But so let's see. So my hit points is 3. Yep, and this one is gonna be Rue. And I'm going to do two more because it's fairly easy to roll up a character. We've got some cool funky dice right here as well. Bada bing, bada boom. These things right here. First off, I've never, I don't know, because yesterday it was taking forever to roll. I have never seen dice roll so slow in my life. It could have been because it was on the book. I really don't know. I've rolled on the book before, and I don't know. But in these things, they shoot like they just roll off of the desk all by themselves. Nothing can even be like leaning or nothing like that. They just kind of go with it. Let's see. So I made both of mine neutral. This one is going to be a hunter. See, and these are easy. And these are on I think it's Goodman on the Dungeon Crawl Classics, still on the website. Oh, this is a heavy book. There we go. Goodman Games. So Goodman Games, you can go to the website and download pre-generated characters too. So I wouldn't mind running this, with a group. And not just by myself. Let's see. So for reflexes, I had a +1. These are my saves right here. I've got reflex, fortitude, and will. And rolling up a character, funnel character. And I'm gonna show you on this one right here, the adventure that we picked. Excuse me. Imagine, it'd be crazy if we go through like a million, not a million, but tons and tons. Because I'm gonna show you. Let me get there. So let me see. So strength, I have a 10. Agility, I have a 14. And then I've got a 7, 8, 10, 11. And then I've got no modifier for there. For 14, I've got a +1. 7, I've got a -1. And as if I wasn't already, bad off as it is, 8, I've got a -1. I've got 0 and 0 for that as well. Fortitude, let me see. I can't remember, so we have to go to it. But reflex, I take it is based off of your agility. Fortitude might be based off your stamina. You can add that modifier. From my knowledge, again, I'm still learning. So, and let's see. We don't have AC. We did have a weapon. It does have a crit die. Where does that? I don't see that. I'm not seeing it. They've got initiative and speed, but I think everything else I was told was supposed to be. We would probably be human. And let me see. So we have a bow. We have a crossbow. And how much damage does it do? I think 1d6. Yeah, 1d6, and I have a plus, but it doesn't have the area for, what do you call it? For like my modifier, I guess, what I can add on to my attack. So, but I guess it's not a big deal because I don't even have. I think you may just automatically start. I don't know. Maybe at 0. I don't know, or the crit die. So I'll just put that notated right here. And I guess that's when I do a critical hit, I think. And then my crit table is just T1. Maybe because of the level. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm still learning. So that was pretty fast just to add that. Oh, my information. I'll add that, the equipment. Well, I mean, oh, and then I have a chain. So I've got a chain. I'll add that in there now. So I've got a chain. I'm pretty sure it's 10 inches. And then, oh, I have a short bow. Okay. Or did I just write? I'm just going to put bow because I can't really remember. Sorry if that's shaking. It'll stop. And I probably just made it shake. Oh, I made it worse. There we go. Yowzers, that's crazy. All right, so I've got a chain. I've got a deer belt. I don't think I know a deer pelt. Is that pelt? I'm pretty sure it says pelt. We'll figure that out. I said pelt. Eraser's not doing too good. And I've also got 32 pieces of copper, and I don't want to. I want to make sure I put that on there and not forget that. And I'm pretty sure that's it. And the language I speak is common. I think all anything below like what I was learning as far as I think it's your intelligence. Anything below a certain amount is you speak just common, and then anything lower than I don't know what number that is, you speak like you can't read or write, which is interesting. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it for. And I don't see the level on here either. Maybe it's just the basic. So level 0. So that way it's in the box. And then I've got Ada. That was pretty simple. And Alchemist. We could also, since it is pretty quick to, oh, that's what that. I tried to fix it. So this is the Alchemist. That's what it says. And this one is also, let's see, neutral. And then my hit points are only 2. We've got 9, 15, 13, 10, 10, and 11. And we've got nothing, nothing, nothing. And I've got a +1, +1, and nothing. And then see reflex, we've got +1. And then 42, we've got a +1, and then a 0. Let's see. And then for weapons, she has a staff. And I can't remember. Oh, yeah, there it is. 1d4 for my damage. And of course, 0. And then I'm going to put this down here. I've got 42 copper. And I was looking for treasure because I was trying to figure out some tables inside of, what do you call it? The word. Good meals. Good meals. Shouts out to Soloist for supporting and jumping on and saying what's up. Alright, so, and I've also got an, I'm going to do that, that's okay, oil flask. Maybe I can use it to set something on fire. And then I also have a holy symbol. I have a holy symbol. And then it's the same for that one as well when it comes to my crit die. So let's see. So that's good to go. Let's see, it's 9. Let's give it a try. Let me show you the adventure. And I'm going to probably be flipping back and forth, but I'm pretty sure with the saves and with the ability checks. We're going to do a dungeon crawl. But with the ability checks, you roll a d20 and you have to either hit, I guess with the DC, is that how it works? So is all of it a DC to beat? But then that would make sense, right? Oh, no. Yeah. Let's see. And this book is so thick, but majority of it is spells. So as you can see, if you can see, hopefully it's right on the camera. Looks a little slanted. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom. Let's see now. Alright, so get my way around the book. So we've got skills. Is that what that is right there? Equipment, combat, well, modifiers. I think maybe that's it. What we're looking for. What is that? 78. Got a few questions. So we're gonna be flipping back and forth. Let's see. Attack roll modifiers come in 2 types. Not attack. It wasn't attack. Maybe it's Well, I guess we could just start the adventure and then. Oh, I'm looking for attack. What else? Oh, 64. Boom, 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 boom. Skills. Okay, making a skill check. So a skill check is made by rolling a die. If the skill is trained, the character rolls 1d20 for the check. Otherwise, they roll 1d10. What the fudge? Let's see. Skills by occupation. A character's 0 level occupation determines the basic skills they can use. If the player can logically roleplay the connection between their occupation and skill in a way that the character's background supports the skill in question, then their character can make what is called a trained skill check. For example, a farmer would be able to identify seeds. Woodcutter could scale a wall, and a fisherman could swim an underground lake. That's what I was looking for. How do I utilize them? Let's see. If character's background does not support a your character is not familiar with the activity. In this case, they make what is called an untrained skill check. For example, a former gravedigger could not identify strange seeds. Let's see. If there is ambiguity, for example, your character may have used the skill somewhat but not regularly, the character may make an untrained skill check with a +2 bonus. Let's see. For example, a former miller may have some knowledge of the seeds their mill worked with. So it makes sense. Making a skill check. So skill check, again, is trained. If the skill is trained, then we're going to roll that d20. All right, so we roll our d20 for the check. Otherwise, we would roll a 1d10 if we're not trained in that skill. I take it that's what that means. So again, I'm still learning. I have no idea. What's up, Simon? The art, yes, it is super sick. I enjoy it such a great deal. What's this? How you doing tonight? What's up, Simon? This is my first time playing DC. Attempting to play DC. DCC. I'm gonna run the adventure in the back. I'm going to try to run the adventure in the back. Again, this is a disclaimer. I utilize just the books that I have, all the resources, whatever I have access to, because it's my stuff. It's super cool. So I use it, especially in solo play. I've also got this that we're going to utilize. This is very helpful. I don't know when we will use it in this particular, so we'll figure it out along the way, because again, we're learning together. And I'm going to utilize some other things as well. Like I've got Dragonbane tables here on the side. And then I've got Cairn list. I was going to possibly use this, but since we're going to use the adventure in the back, I was going to use this to kind of draw a map up. You know what I mean? And pull inspiration to draw on draw our dungeon room by room. And it also has like a definition or descriptions of different areas as well. So I was thinking about utilizing that for that. And then I also brought out my 4 Against Darkness. All right, just for let me see the tables, the random tables, the random encounters that you would come upon and stuff. So these are some ideas if I want to play with, and they're just there, and so I'm just using them. All right. Oh, and we might as well pick a character. Hopefully we have some, because my Legos are all the way at a level where they're just a little too far for me to grab. So I was thinking maybe this one could be the Alchemist. Oh, well, the Alchemist is a woman, but I guess it doesn't really matter, what she. Let me see. Do I have any more ladies? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? This Alchemist, this is more like a barbarian though, but we'll put that to the side just in case. And the other one is a hunter. So this would be really cool to paint when I get a chance. That could be my man's right there, the hunter. His arrow's a little flimsy. It looks kind of weird. Let me keep on looking. It's a little too weird for me. Let's see now. I have one with like a hood, I thought. Yeah, I guess I like it better than that crooked bow and arrow. Knives. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, so we'll just go with this one right here. Boom, hopefully you can see it in the camera. I don't know if you can, but I'm trying to see. I didn't even pour myself any water. I need some water before I go dungeon delving. Alright. So we've got Ada the Alchemist, who clearly is stronger than she looks. Then she, and because people just think that it's just her intellect. And then we have my man Rue right here, who is a hunter. Put those to the side. They're still in the camera. I'm gonna slide this a little bit to the side. So let me see. So I guess one of these skills. I guess those are my skills, right? My strength and stuff, and I don't know. Let's see. Boom, boom. Would make sense. So skill checks are modified by the appropriate ability score. This is described in more detail below. Of course, generally speaking, a character's strength, agility, stamina, personality, or intelligence modifier apply to any skill check. All right. So they apply, but I guess you just get an extra if so you roll a d20 or you roll a d10 with your untrained. You can try to remember that. And here go our DC classes. So I guess it would make sense for us to only, yeah, wow, okay. So let's see. All right, so we got that. So that's going to be what we would do. Yeah, those are skills. Fantastic. Let me see. Skill checks for common activities in general. Skill checks are associated with either field of knowledge reflected in the 0 level occupation or a special ability score such as strength or agility, which I have a couple of them that are pretty good. Here's a list of common skill checks in a dungeon and the ability scores associated with them. This is what I was curious about. This is what I was looking for. So to have a little better understanding. So we've got agility, so breaking down doors, bending bars, and lifting gates. Strength, of course. Climbing, let's see. Listening is luck. Searching and spotting is intelligence. Sneaking, of course, is agility. Okay, so I can do that. All right, so we've got our 2 characters, and if we need more along the way, then we'll just create them. I created or printed out a few papers. I just haven't filled them out yet, but we can do that periodically along our game. Boom. So here go our characters right here. Let's turn to the page. And like I said, I'm not sure how I'm going to run this. I've never done this before, and I normally have a little bit more time to prep, but I didn't do it. I was like, I'm going to do everything right now. And let's go to the adventure. I think I have, what you call it. This book is so thick. All right, so, and it does have a map inside of here, so we're going to kind of draw it on here along the way and use this as the adventure that we're going to go on. It's called the Portal Under the Stars. I have not read this either, so let's see, a little bit of background. Eons ago, a primitive war wizard ruled this land with the aid of barbarian tribes and strange creatures from beyond the stars. When his mortal form was close to expiration, his alien allies, instructed him to seal himself away in a protected tomb. Within the tomb, the war wizard could then use astral projection to travel the stars beyond our world. Huh. He intended to return later to take possession of his mortal body, which his spirit could do when the stars were properly aligned. However, the war wizard, extraplanar, I can't get that word right there. So adventures did not go as planned. Now his body sits perfectly preserved in the tomb he built, protected by enchantments and the remains of his barbarian hordes. If these defenses can be bested, the treasures within the ripe for the taking. Okay. So, I get this is what right here. That's pretty interesting. I like it. The art is fan. Check the map out. So, yeah, I just wanted a reason to draw on here, but this map looks super cool. Super, 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 super cool. Let's see. And so player introduction, seeking wealth and escape from their peasant lives, the characters investigate a supernatural portal that appears only once every half century when the stars are right. That sounds pretty interesting. Yeah. And let's see. The portal leads to the burial tomb of a war wizard of eons past. The characters must fight Iron Men, a demonic snake, the living dead, and a variety of strange statues to recover the treasures left by the war wizard. All right, so look at that. Yeah, this is so super cool. All right, and see this, and check this out. This adventure is designed for 15 to 20, 15 to 20 zero level characters, or 8 to 10 first level characters. So, see, the adventure focus is on traps and tricks rather than combat, as that ensures the greatest likelihood of low level survival. Nonetheless, there should be an expectation of the lessons of mortality. The author recommends that the judge tweak the challenge of certain encounters on the fly depending on the size and skill of the adventuring party, particularly Area 3, which has the potential to wipe out the entire party if they cluster around the doors. All right. So on that one, since we're gonna have some information, we're gonna know things beforehand. So before the players, for our characters, or just information that they don't know. So I'll use my what do you call it? What's up, Lucas? Good to see you. How you been? I'm gonna use this on like my fortune chart to let me know, hey, am I able to do, and use my skill checks and stuff to see whether or not I'm able to notice things that I know are there. Let's just see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Let's just give it a try, because you never really know. So even though this looks super cool, I do want to write on my board. So sorry, guys. Hola. Let me see. Do I have? Oh, let me grab myself some water too. I forgot I have to pour some water. So let's see. We got different encounter tables. Let me see. Maybe I can put it like this, so then I can still draw. So yeah. And then I can put my character sheet over here. It looks like I've got plenty of space. I'm looking in the camera. I'll wait for things to move a little bit more. So I guess we're going to start right here. Hold on, let me see what's in the camera first. While that's catching up, I'm going to pour myself something to drink real quick. All right, not bad. All right, it's not bad too. So I see where everything is at. So it looks like it's good in camera. Ooh, man, I poured some water on my desk by accident. So we're gonna, if you're just tuning in, everybody who's tuning into the live, thank you so much for taking the time out to tune in. If you want to join me on my adventure, if you have any suggestions or anything along the way, want to help out, definitely drop it into the comment. Otherwise, I appreciate you taking the time out to tune in, and everybody who takes the time to tune in later as well. Thank you so much. So we're gonna learn Dungeon Crawl Classics together. Again, this is my first time playing. This is my first time playing it. Well, no. Again, I've played it before. Okay, so I played it a year ago, but I don't really remember too much. We got some cool, funky dice right here, man. Because I want to draw. So because I want to draw on the board, I tickle myself. We're gonna do this as the entryway that we're gonna come into. We've got a few resources that we're gonna use just because we have access to them. So like, why not? Why wouldn't you use your stuff? You know what I mean? So yeah. That's my elevator music for you guys. That's one doorway. It doesn't quite look like a doorway, but you know it's a doorway because I said it's a doorway. Okay. So, and then we're going to do this area right here just to start out. So then I'll erase it and then continue forward. So, area 1, and then, hold on, that's area 1. Area 1, and then area 2. I wonder how we get to that. We're going to get to area 3. So underground somewhere, I guess. Here we go. All right. So let's see. Let's go to the next page. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. And this is an adventure in the back. Let me move my reference book a little. Let's see. So I just wanted a reason to draw. Sketch. So areas of the map. Let's make sure everything is in here. That looks alright. That don't look too bad. So areas of the map. General features. Unless otherwise noted, the dungeon is dark and dry. Doors are unlocked. Good to know. Unless specified otherwise. Access to the tomb is restricted, so there are no wandering monsters. It's good to know. I didn't even know they had wandering monsters in here. So let's see. Area 1-1. And that's gonna be that's going to be that area, first area we're going to come through. Maybe that's going to be, so let's see, portal. Even though the hallway is visible from only one side of the portal, you tread on solid flagstones. The starlight fades as it reaches into its hallway, which dead ends ahead at a stout iron banded door. Jewels or crystals in an odd assortment of star shapes are inscribed on the door. So the hallway appears only under certain constellations related to the empty star. The star shapes on the door approximate. Yeah, it's approximate. The nighttime sky visible through the reverse end of the hallway. If the characters wait 2 hours, if they wait 2 hours, movement of the nighttime sky makes the view back through the portal. Let's see, back through the portal reveal the same star pattern as that inscribed on the door. The character realizes this with a DC 14 intelligence check. Look at that. So then, like I said, I don't know how we were going to run this solo, but I figured maybe we just kind of go through the adventure and we can tweak things along the way. But we've got a good start to a dungeon. So, yeah, and we've got a good story too. And I guess I'll run this by myself and then I'll run it for other people. So, let's see. So, we're on one side of this doorway right here. Both of us are over here. I take it this is going to be our doorway. This is going to be 1-1. That's going to be where our portal is at. And let's see. So movement of the nighttime sky makes the view back through the portal reveal the same star patterns inscribed on the door. All right, so let's see. So we'll do that at the door. At any other time, the door will not budge. Treat as locked. So it is going to be locked. So DC is going to be 15 strength check to break it down. DC 15 to pick the lock for a thief. I don't know. Maybe the hunter would be the one who would be beneficial in that. What do you call it? Utilizing the agility, because if you're hunting, you have to use your stealth. So that would be beneficial. So the hunter is Rue. So Rue can be the one to do that. So, but first we'll see if we can actually see that same star pattern. That's kind of, what is this star? The star pattern. It's inscribed on the door. And I guess we'll be able to see it through that doorway. Onto the other side, reveal the stars inscribed on the door. Makes the view back through the portal. So that's what I'm going to say. So I'm just going to say that, even if that's not what it's meaning, but in my head that's what it is. So maybe where we are and the moon, everything that's going on is lighting the portal up where we can actually see through. Maybe we can see the same what do you call this star pattern that's on this door. Maybe we can see it through this doorway as well into this area. So, and then we'll just roll. We'll do some random roll checks to see what we do. So first, let's see if we can actually see that pattern. Maybe it will benefit us to actually be able to see that pattern inside of there. So maybe that will help with the door, because I don't know any of them that will really be able to pass that door check. So I think you use a D20 if you're proficient at the skill, and then or trained in that skill, and then if you're untrained, you're going to use a D10. I think. So I'm going to look that up again. I'm pretty sure that was the skill checks. So I'll look that up one more time. Yeah, let's look it up one more time. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was saying. And I think it was 64 or something like that, maybe, for the skill checks. Yeah, or 66. So let's see, skill check is made by, okay, so if the skill is trained, and this will be trained because I would say that my hunter would be, be good with agility and stuff like that. Hold on, but I can't remember what check that is. What kind of check was it? But with the lockpick for thief. All right. So let's see. Making a skill check. So if the skill is trained, the character rolls 1d20 for the check. Hopefully, I'm reading this right. Otherwise, they roll 1d10. So we are going to be skilled in this, but I'll keep these out. I'm going to do yellow. Nope, I'm going to do red. I'm going to do red, and then I'm going to do black for the D10. If I'm not skilled, well, let's do a different color. Well, you know what? D10. Okay, that's why I got the wrong one out anyway. D10. I'm just going to do red again. I'm just going to stick with red. All right, I'm just making sure. So we'll be able to use a D20 because we are skilled in that training. And then we'll see if we can do that. Yeah. I'll show you. See, that's the bad part about this. Things, it just messed up my doorway. My portal. I'm gonna do a little bit more around my portal because I'm gonna make it look super cool. So it's a super cool portal. So he's got some stars, some type of constellation, some type of something inscribed on the door, and we're gonna look through that doorway. And I'm going to do, what kind of check was it again? I think it was an intelligence at the door. Let's see. No, we're not at that part. We're going to see if we can actually see something more through this doorway. So the DC is going to be 14 and it's intelligence. And let's see. Are any of my... Of course not. So, yep. Well, at least it's not a negative. So I'm just going to roll. And let's see. The DC is going to be 14. Let's see. I'm going to roll. So I got a 3. So I got a 3. Oh, I didn't even see. I would think that my hunter would be intelligent though, or my alchemist would have been intelligent to be able to use that D20 in that role. That's what I would think. And let me see. That's okay. So I don't see anything through this doorway, but it does look like it's just maybe a really pretty white light that's shining through there. So this particular door is going to be locked. It did say the majority of the doors are going to be unlocked in here, but this particular door is going to be locked. And the only way that we're going to be able to open this door up is if we treat it as it's treated as locked, and so it's going to be a DC 15 strength check to break down, or DC 15 to pick the lock. What the heck? I'm not really going in my favor at the moment. We're gonna have to find some other way through this portal. Maybe the alchemist. We'll figure something out. So let's roll again. Let's try to do a different one because that's not working for me. We'll figure it out. So we got a 5. I don't know what the heck is going on. So if we had other, what do you call it? So let's say that my Rue made that check right there. So I'm going to, and it is what is it again? It was an intelligence, strength. No, Rue, we're trying to get through the door. So that was, let's say, the alchemist. So the alchemist was trying to use strength, and it didn't make a difference. So let's see what my strength is for. I'm about to turn the page. Neither of them have beneficial strength. So let's see. If the door is forced to see your light burns from the star-shaped inscription, the character in the lead takes 1d8 damage. Or I was thinking this as well, DC reflex save for half. Oh, you still take half the damage, but you see my hit points. I'm gonna have no choice but to build another character because this is wild. So let's see. So alright, so now my character right here, Rue, is going to attempt the agility. He's going to attempt to pick the lock. So Ada failed her roll, and now my man right here, he's going to attempt to, let's do a different color because that's not really working in my favor. Let's see, for agility for Rue, I get a +1, which doesn't seem like it's quite beneficial. But either way it goes, we're gonna figure out how to get through this portal. So what is that? 8. I guess maybe I'll adjust it. So, but I don't want to go down too far. I was going to go down to a DC 10. So that's not working. Let me see. So let's say I've got my oil in my flask. I'm going to attempt to light the, what do you call it? I'm going to attempt to, I don't know, light some type of flame. Maybe the flame, maybe with my knowledge that I have with alchemy. So I'm going to use Rule's oil flask. And let's see, so far, and so what you call it? The dungeon is dark and dry. So it says that it's dark and dry. I can say maybe this area right here, initially through this tunnel right here, this particular area is dark and dry. So, and I'm going to, let's roll on the fortune chart. So are there any, what do you call it, torches? So yes, we've got torches. All right. So I'm going to use a torch and I'm going to set a flame and set a fire. And I'm going to alchemy. I know a special type of alchemy. Some type of alchemy that, I don't know, has the ability to more powerful alchemy. Powerful alchemy that maybe sometimes I can call upon specific energy or forces and stuff. We're just making this up as we go along, right? So maybe I can call on these specific forces and I'm going to maybe chant a few words to see if these forces, if I can get this energy source to help me. And I'm going to light the flask on fire and light up the doorway. And let's say the doorway actually, let's do that doesn't work. All right, so maybe I need to say some other words. I need to say some other words. What can I do to get through the doorway? Let's see. So let me see. How many torches are there? So we've got one. We've got only one torch. So let's say it's flaming again. I'm gonna try speaking these words one more time. Um, I'm gonna speak these words one more time. Oh, I try not to be so loud. Sorry about that. Let's try a different one. Let's try to keep it down, guys, so nobody gets in trouble. Too. So that's a no as well. So I'm not able to try that. How about together? If we do it together, are we able to push this door, or maybe go through? Maybe hold our hands together, or maybe just together at one time push. And let me see what's on the door again. What's on the door? Yeah, maybe us touching the crystals or touching the what's inscribed on the door at the same time. And since it's kind of lighting a small fire, let's say the fire is, uh, we're gonna hover our hands over, and maybe with my homie Rue together with me, saying these words and calling upon these special forces that I call upon, and it's still a no. What the heck? Oh my god. Okay, so let me see. Almost the door. Mm, let me see. Let's see if we can be creative. Is it a doorknob? It does say this locked. Maybe if we chant the words and five, that's what it say. Maybe we chant the words and I don't know, recite what we can see that's inscribed on the door. Maybe I'm able to see some words as I touch the doorknob, trying to figure out how the heck I'm supposed to get through this freaking portal. I touch the doorknob, and maybe by touching the doorknob, it gives me some type of special vision where I can actually see what these symbols, what they actually, maybe they turn into words. So these symbols turn into words, and I'm able to recite what I see on there. And as I'm able to do that, I turn the knob and we're able to walk through. Let's say Rue puts his hand on my shoulder and we make it through this area right here. So now we're going to be in section 2. Or let's say the doorway, before we go all the way through, let's say we're able to open the door and we're able to push it through. And inside, we're able to see the same symbol that was on the doorway, that was inscribed on the doorway, the different symbols. Maybe we can actually see it within this room, kind of lighting up on the wall. Yeah, we're just making all this good stuff up on the fly. You feel me? So let's see. And yeah, we're going to skip that trap right there because these guys are clearly bent on my character's not really, advancing, but let's check it out. So if the door is forced, so we didn't force the door, we just turn the doorknob so we don't have to worry about that trap anyway. So we go ahead and walk through this doorway right here. So let's see, area 1, 2. So across from this room is another is another stout door. So that's where we are. We see this doorway right here. I'm going to make it a ziggity zaggity one so we can notice the different ones. So this doorway, we're able to see this doorway once we come. As soon as we come through this door, we're able to see that doorway. So we're in room section 2. Where is it? Yep, section 2. But there were some things they had on here in my section 2. So I don't know what these, maybe they're statues. So, and there's another statue right here. And there's another statue right here. I'm assuming these are statues. We'll figure that out in a sec, whether they're statues or not. And I can't stand this right here. I have to. I mean, that's what it's there for, you know, to use it, to utilize it, and, you know, to write. So, excuse me, guys. Sorry. Didn't mean to cut the story. Didn't mean to pause the story. Just to figure that out. All right, so it's figured out. We're good to go. All right, so we're on section 1. So the Guardian Hall. Okay, so from across from this room, is this in the camera as well? But then I'm gonna mess up my map. So let's see. Across from this room is another stout door. 4 iron statues flank the door, 2 to a side. So we've got those statues right there, 2 to a side. Each statue depicts a different fighting man in a round iron helmet and thick scaled armor holding a long spear in a position. Here we freaking go. Let's just back up a little bit. Let's back up to this wall right here. Maybe we'll make this a little bigger so we can. We've got a little bit more space. We'll figure it out. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Oh, let me get a drink real quick. A swig of my water. Let's see. That's an obvious. That's what's up. Whew, we got some water. So we've learned a few things today so far. New about the game. Trying to put this on. Trying to snap the mic. Try to turn it off. There we go. Learned a few things so far. So let's see. So the statues are, let me see, in the throwing position. All the sphere tips are aimed at the door which you just entered. All right. Interesting. So the statues are mechanical creations of the War Wizard. I wonder if we have any knowledge of that War Wizard. We'll figure that out. So they wait for an opportune moment, then suddenly hurl. Oh God! They suddenly hurl their spears at characters. 4 spears attack, +2 to hit. Additional +2 if characters stand in doorway bull's eye. So if it's aimed at the doorway, we've already made it through. Okay, so we've already made it through. Let me get my special. Let me see. Where is it? So I can use on my board because I have it to use it. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Wait till you see what I've got. Alrighty. I've got one of these. So let me erase this real quick. I'm going to make the area just a little bigger because, you know, why not? Whiskey. Whiskey. So let's see. Hopefully it's in the camera. So we're going to do boom. And then boom. And then boom. Hopefully that's in it too. Yeah, it looks like it should be in it. Yeah. And we'll go down here. Make the area a little bigger. And let's say we came through the doorway right here. This particular portal. And then there's a portal, or not a portal, but a doorway on this end as well. And then we've got 2 statues to each one, 2 on each side. And they're aiming their spheres. This isn't a bad adventure so far. So it's not, it seems to be working out good, attempting it to run it solo. So as soon as we came through the door, we automatically slipped to this side because I already said that before I read that. So I'm already good. So they've got spheres 4 spheres pointed toward this doorway. All right, let me get my book back out. My huge book. Whiskey. Let me get to my section. Here we go. Portal. And got the sphere trap. All right, so here go the 2 statues or 4 statues. And it says that they get a +2 4 sphere attacks, +2 to hit. So, but what is that based off of? Like, I don't know how to say that. So let's see. I don't know if I do a DC for them as well, and they would have to beat that DC. I'm not sure if that's how that works because I'm not. Well, so 4 sphere attacks +2 to hit. So we get +2 to hit for those spheres. I just felt like writing that down. I don't know if you can see. I wrote it on the board. And additional +2 if character standing doorway. So they don't get an additional +2, absolutely not. So I'm not sure if they're supposed to beat like some sort of DC, possibly. Or what do I let's do combat. Let me check out combat because maybe combat will explain to me what exactly needs to be beat. Let's see. Again, we're learning how to play together. I'm flipping through the stinking book. Boom, 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 boom. I passed the table of contents. All right. So let's see. All right. So we've got combat, and okay. So I guess we would do the attack rolls, right? I would take it. So, and I do know that a 20 is a critical. So do they roll? What do you call it? A 1D D20. All right. Let's figure that out. Let's go to 78. Boom, 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 boom. And I got on here late, so I'm gonna hang out until probably 11 o'clock. Here we go. All right. So attack roll. The attacker rolls their action die. I don't want to put it because I don't want to mess up my thing. I don't want to mess up what I've created so far. So I guess I'll have to hold the book. Oh, I do have something more. Oh no, I'm still gonna mess it up. All right. So let's see. Attack roll. The attacker rolls their action die. Usually 1d20. Okay. And adds there, but my attack die I think is a little lower for I have to check that out. The attack die for a level 0. But we don't have to worry about that at the moment because we're not firing back. So attack roll modifiers, missile range. All right, so this will be interesting. This will be an interesting way to learning, DCC. But so the attacker, so it's usually a 1d20, and adds their attack bonus. So their attack bonus is going to be that +2. Let's see, they also add any bonuses from spells which they don't magic or class. Okay, boom, 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 boom. If the attack is made with a melee weapon, they add their strength bonus. If the attack is made with a missile weapon, they add their agility bonus. So we already know, so just a +2. Let's see, this roll is compared to the defender's armor class. If the roll is equal to or higher than the defender's armor class, the defender is wounded. Modifiers, but what the heck is my armor class for that one I don't have? What's my armor class for? Where's my character sheet for one? Okay, run away. I would run away too, especially knowing, what do you call it? So I don't have an AC. Is that what it is? My AC. Yeah, my armor class. Then, but what's my armor class? So, okay, your armor class is determined by your armor, shield, agility, and magical modifiers. An unarmed peasant is AC is 10. This is the baseline level. Armor class increases with improved. All right, so we got that. Look, again, we're learning. I didn't put that down last time. I didn't see that part. So we're going to be a 10 for both. Let me see. So it's an unarmed peasant is AC is 10. But I'm not unarmed. So armor class is determined by armor, shield, agility, and magical modifier. So my agility goes to it. Do I have any agility on this one? So I guess maybe this one would be if my agility is 14 and my modifier is 1, I take it that my AC would be 11 possibly. So let me know if I got that wrong or right. So I'm going to put that 11 is going to be my AC. All right. We're learning. So Ada is going to be, she's also a +1. And I'm not unarmed, so again, it's going to be 10. Oh, I can keep going, so let me keep on reading. So, for example, wearing leather armor takes a character's AC from 11 to 12. So agility modifiers the defender's armor class for all kinds of combat. However, defender must be able to maneuver in order to receive this modifier. If they are balancing on a pillar, climbing a wall, otherwise restrained, the defender is not agile enough to receive the bonus from their agility modifier. All right, so let's see. Unarmed peasant is AC. I would think that's what it's gonna be, but you know, let's do it for that right now, and then if that is incorrect, we'll absolutely come back and correct that. So let's see the attack roll. If the attack is made with melee, all right. So they're gonna have to beat. I'm gonna do. So it's gonna be my agility. So I think my AC for both of them is 11. Again, I'm not sure. So I think so, but I'm not sure. So for now, we'll do that. So they're gonna have to beat. So it's gonna be a +2. So I guess I would roll. Do I roll for each of them to see if they hit? To see if any of them hit? Let me see. I lost my page to mine. Because I can roll 4d20s and add a +2 to each roll and see what hits. That'd be crazy if they die. That means we'd have to roll up another character, which is okay because it did say it's going to take, a while. Where's my adventure is going to be on page 456. I'll be able to maneuver back and forth after I move around just a little bit more in this book. Then I'll get familiar. Let's see. But I'm still learning, so some things I do not know. Alright, so where are we again? So the statues is going to be a +2. If characters stand in doorway, 1d. Do they? I see. I think they throw all 4 of them at us, each holding. Let's see. The statues are mechanical creations of the war wizard. They await the opportune moment, then suddenly hurl their spears at the characters. 4 spears, so it is 4. Just wanted to make sure, even though I was kind of figuring that. But anything to get out of dying early. Let me see. What am I missing? Red. Oh, the yellow one. All right. So. Oh my God! Look at their scores. Okay. I'm pretty sure my character is dead, and one of this is a freaking critical. So. All right. So. That I think I'm pretty sure that's my character's because it's 1d8. You never know. All right, so it's 1d8 damage, man. 1d8. Let's just try because you never know. So let's see. This one's a critical. So this one is gonna be a hit automatically. Oh yeah, that one's gonna be a hit too. So if they hit or go above, it's a hit. And this is a hit, and this is a hit. So that will be 4d8 damage. All right. So I'm pretty sure I mean, you never know. So we're just going to give it a shot and see. It's going to be 48 damage, I think. Let me move these out of the way. All right. So, yeah. So my characters, both of them are dead. All right. So I'm going to knock these out. I'm going to cross it out. I'm going to cross it out. And I'm going to build some new characters. And they're pretty easy to build up. We can build them up really, really fast. So those characters are dead. Let's say we have more characters. So they've only got 4 spheres. So if we add 2 more or whatever characters, let's start with 2 more characters. Then that's wild. All right. So, man. All right. So let's try that again. but this time we're going to roll to create our characters as well. And I'm pretty sure we've got some time to create some new characters since those characters are dead. So Ada and Rue, long live Ada and Rue. Let's rebuild. Because we're supposed to have a certain amount anyway. And we didn't do that. So we'll go ahead and let those characters die out. And let's see what we roll up again. Let's see. So characters. So it's going to be 14. And it's pretty easy. So we'll do this really fast. Alright. So the first thing, we're going to roll our ability scores. That's going to be 18. Let's double check. So we're going to roll 3d6 for each of the 3d6. Boom. 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 Maybe I should roll up. Before I play again, I'll roll up some more characters. Let's do this real quick. So we've got 9. So we've got 10 for our strength right here. 10. And you do them in order and you don't swap them out. And you take them as is from what I was reading. 9 plus, that's going to be 11. Pretty sure I know that modifier. 10 is going to be none. Let's see, we've got a 6, 12, we've got 14. 14, I'm pretty sure is a +1. Like, you're getting the hang of things. See, I told you this would be pretty quick. And we've got, what is that? 2, we've got a 7. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a negative. Yep. Right here, negative, my bad, putting in the wrong area. And then, pretty sure reflex is the agility. Will, I can't remember. It might be intelligence. All right, let's just keep going. We got, oh my gosh. Wow. So we got 5 and 1. So that's a 6. Good gosh. -1. Let's see. 8 plus, so that's a 14. That's going to be a +1. And then we're going to do for our other character. Let's see. What time is it? So we can get back into the adventure. Maybe we'll build, since it is pretty easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So that's 3. Make sure I'm doing it right. 3d6. So that's 5 plus 8. I'm sorry, 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. For strength. And we'll pick the story. We'll pick the adventure back up. We'll just say that they were with a gang of people, and those first 2 died out. Let's see. So we've got 6 and 3. So 6 and 3 is 9. Man, these scores stink. We've got a 5. That's 11, 12. That's not bad at all. I'm pretty sure it was that 8 is going to be that -1. And that's going to be a -1 as well. And then the 12 is going to be 0. And let's see. We've got 8 plus 5. Pretty sure that's 13. And that's also a 0 as well. Let me make this so it's nice and clear. 3. The adventure's not bad at all so far. We just started, but see, 8, that's going to be a 10. I'm pretty sure that's a 0. Yep. And let's see, 9 plus 6. 9 plus 6, what is that? 15? 9 plus 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 15. So, and if I have it wrong, please let me know. Let's go. I'm going to just add 2 more in there. So we've got 4. Oh my gosh. 5 for strength. That sucks. And then we've got 11. Man, that's going to be like probably I was thinking it was going to be a -2. Sheesh. 0. 6, 7. Man, these scores suck a duck. Is that 11, 12 for personality? And that's 0. It's not bad. I'd rather it be 0 than a negative. 4 plus 2. Oh my gosh. 6, 5, 8 plus 3 is 11. And what is that? 6 is going to be a -1. 11 is going to be 0. And we're just going to roll it one more time. That way we'll have 4 characters. 4 funnel characters. Level 0 characters. Alright, so that's going to be 10 plus 4 is going to be 14. That's not bad at all. 14 is going to be a +1, I'm pretty sure. And then you're going to do 11 plus 4 is 15. That's not bad at all. 11 plus 4 is 15. All right, and that's going to be a +1. And then we've got 5 plus 1, and that's a 6 for stamina. We've got 11, and what is this? A -1 as well. And then 11 is 0. So we got 8 plus 3, and we've got 11, which is 0. And then we've got a 9, and that's going to be a 10. And I'm pretty sure 10 is a 0 as well. All right, and next up, see how quick that was? Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see. So you determine your occupation, which is going to be on 21. I think we're going to roll for our occupation. So let's see. But I think that you can pick your occupation. Let me see. Note that the character's occupation. Let's see. The character. Boom, 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 boom. I think we can pick, because that's what I was told, I think yesterday, that I could pick what type of occupation I would like. Let's see. That's not where it is right there. But it does say right here, one randomly determined occupation for your level 0. So let's do it. Let's do a random. We should get a pretty interesting. Robin, what's up? What's up, Robin? How are you? You are much missed, Robin. Let's see. We got a 51. What's going to be that first one? 51. Boom, 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 boom. A grave digger. Ooh, not bad. Grave digger. Going to be our occupation. We'll figure some names out. Traded weapon. A trowel as a dagger. Okay. Okay. The dagger. We'll figure out what the damage does when we check out the equipment. And if we don't need it at the moment, we might not look it. DS. Let's see. Is a classic DCC occupation. I was hoping you got that. Oh, yeah. Are you saying Gravedigger? Yeah. I'm sorry I scared you. What's up, DS? What's up, DS? How you doing today? Thank you so much for taking the time out to tune in. Everybody tune in to the live. Thank you so much. We're playing DCC solo. I should have created more characters before, because the 2 characters I had, they died in the very beginning of the dungeon that we're delving in. We're using the adventure in the back of this book to create our dungeon, and I could have sworn I had some chapstick. Well, hopefully you can't hear chat lips. All right, so let's do it again. Let's roll again. Get some. What is that? 47. What is a 47? What is a 47? A farmer. All right. Oh wow, the farmer is the one with good strength. We can definitely play with that character, and you know what I'm saying. We can definitely play with that. Let me get it back more in the camera. CDCC is someone who has collect. Essentially, it's a fan favorite occupation, because there's even a fanzine called the. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah. All right. So we got farmer. What was that again? Yeah, we got farmer. Oh, I want to knock my fingers. Farmer. I'm pretty sure it was It was a 47. I think it was a 47. So we've got farmer, and this would be better just to have a randomized character and stuff, because if I pick, I'm gonna pick some. So we've got a pitchfork. Okay, interesting. We got a pitchfork, which is gonna be our sphere. Sphere. I hope I'm saying that right. Sphere. Fork. And sphere. And then, I forgot to write what the other one. The where's the grave digger? G. A trowel. Oh no, here it is. A shovel. Where was I seeing? I was looking at the wrong. Oh no, it wasn't a gong farmer. I thought it was. Was it a gong farmer? I can't remember which one I got. I thought it was a grave. Pitchfork can't really hurt. Yeah, sure. I can't remember if I got the gun farmer. I'm pretty sure it was a grave digger. So the shovel is gonna be my staff. Can't remember. I'm just gonna do that. So the shovel is gonna be my staff. Good enough. Shovel and the staff will be my staff, of course. Not bad at all. And then I have a trowel. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I'll look that up. Let's go ahead and continue forward with our character creation. Let's see. And then we've got a farmer. Do, 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 do. Was it a specific farmer? Am I tripping? Because where did I get the pitchfork as the dagger? I'm over here everywhere. We're everywhere. Pretty sure it was 47. So it's a farmer. Oh, there it is. What the heck was I looking at? Oh, okay. Okay. I am just blaming on my glasses. So we've got a pitchfork and then we've got a hen. So am I like, is it like, is like a chicken? Am I walking around like a chicken? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Do, 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 do. And then for my occupation for my other two, we've got to do 75. Ooh, not bad. Okay, cool. A mercenary. So, and it's going to be a long sword. And then hide armor. And I already know I want them to be neutral. And then I have one more for the occupation. What is that? 93. So a trapper. I don't even see the point of naming them. You know, they're not gonna last very long. You know what I mean? But you know, slinger, badger coat. And then that was this. What was it again? 93, 93. Sling. That's right. Let me see what else is next. Oh, we already did our alignment because we already knew how to do our alignment. And then we've got purchase equipment, but we're going to go to this section right here. Well, we've got some equipment already. So we do 1d4 hit points. Modified by stamina. So I guess maybe, because yesterday I didn't do this, but if it's modified by stamina, does that mean that I would add my stamina modifier to my hit points, possibly? I think. The art is fantastically amazing. Adventure in the back of the DCC book Portal Under the Stars. That's what I'm playing right now. It's fun. So far, I've killed off 2 of my characters, so that's why I'm building some more characters, some more level 0 characters. And I should have done that from the beginning, but I was like, you know, because it wouldn't take very long to do now. So I've got 4 characters. I'm just going to roll my hit points right here. I think that's what that means. So VS, I think you've played this before. I think the art in here is absolutely amazing. So but I think that's what it's saying. I can add my agility modifier onto my hit points. So I'm just gonna do them in order. So it's only 1d4 of hit points, which is bananas. It's like they're trying to kill me. So we've got, I'm just gonna do them in order. 1, 4 hit points here. 1, they just want to die. Let's see. 1 hit point, and then 3. And then I'll go add my agility, because I think that's what it's saying. And I didn't do that yesterday. Not my agility, my stamina. But this would be a negative if that was the case. So, is that how you do it? I'm going to write that down just so I can check that out. So, for your hit points in DCC, add, what is it again? Stamina. I think you add your stamina modifier, but I'm not sure. But I'll put that down. I didn't do that yesterday, and no one corrected me on that. But so I'll change this one up. It's going to be a 2 instead because my stamina is a -1. And then this one is going to be, okay, this one will be dead if that was the case. So I don't know how to, I don't know whether we should do that or leave it off at the moment. Because doesn't look like it will really benefit me anywhere except maybe here. So we'll leave that off at the moment, and I'll look that up if I add my stamina modifier to my bonus to my hit points. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But in the meantime, between time, let's just do 3 for now. We won't change it up and mess it up. Let's see, and then 5d12 for copper pieces. And then we can use this right here, and then I think that's pretty much it. And the AC would be based off, I think it's the agility, what it was saying before, but we'll look that up real quick. The armor class, which is easy breezy. Oh, I just knocked that camera again. My bad, guys. My bad. Let me see. Okay, gold. Boom, 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 boom. Do a time check so we can get back into our adventure if we'll have the time to get back in adventure. At least we'll have the characters made. I should have more. Orange. Oh, there it is. Orange and yellow. Oh, and then black. There we go. All right, so we've got 21. That's not bad at all. I'm gonna have to use this right here. So we've got, let's see, 21. We've got 32, 32, 37, 41. So we've got 41 copper pieces. I'll just do CP for copper pieces. Hopefully I'm doing that math correct. See, rolling. That 5, 15, 22, 25. I think that's it. Again, hopefully I'm doing my math correct. And that's going to be 21, 27, 28, and 30. 28, is that 31 or 33? 28, pretty sure that's 33. Yeah, it's going to be probably 33. Who's that for? 33, I think. Let's see. So when it was that 20? So we got 20, 24, 24. I think that's 31 and 32, possibly. Not a big deal if I'm a little bit off. It is what it is. And I think that's it. And then our saves. I can't remember what the there go the saves right there in our face. Boom, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. So, and then we can add. I'm pretty sure the modifier to the save. And the base of them, I'm pretty sure it starts at 0 because it says that 0 plus 0 modifier to attack rolls and all saving throws. Note that 0 level characters use a crit die of 1d4, which I know. So let's see. So I think my base, but then I can add. So reflex, I get it. My agility modifier influences it. Agility is, so it's just going to be that 0. And then fortitude is with my stamina, so I get a +1 for that one. And then the willpower is for personality, and it's going to be a -1. So I've got 0 personality. I don't even have 0 personality. I have what do you call it? Negative. I'm in the negative with my personality. All right, that's what's up. And next, this one is the same. It's going to be reflex is agility. So I got a -1. Fortitude is a stamina. That's going to be the 0. And then the will is the personality. And that's a 0. Dang, a 13 is 0. All right. We're just about done with creating our characters. It's pretty easy breezy. Oh, I did my gold pieces already, but we're doing our saves. And then AC is for unarmed. Let's see, let me scratch this out. And I do have a note to check as far as the stamina adding to my hit points. Because if they did, the other character would be dead because they're negative. So, let's see. Will's personality. I'm sure it's going to be at -1. Personality is 0. Fortitude is 0. And reflex. Hold on. Fortitude is stamina. So, fortitude would be a -1. Like they really try to kill these characters off. So, again, fortitude is going to be my stamina, which is a -1. My reflex is my agility, which is a +1. And then my will is going to be my personality, I'm pretty sure. That's going to be a 0. And I think that's good to go so far. Oh, and then we get to roll on the random piece of equipment. And that's going to be table 3, 4. And I've got this cool thing right here because it has a list of all of the tables inside of this book. And it looks like it utilizes a lot of tables. So, and here goes my equipment right here. So I'm just going to roll. Oh, it's a D24. And I have that. A D24. Let's see if I roll it. This thing rolls. It's crazy the way it rolls. Let's see. Look. 17. That thing keeps going and going and going. So we got 17. So what did we get? We have a 10-foot pole. What the heck am I gonna do with that? You never know though. So I've got a 10-foot pole. I've got rations per day. Does that mean period? I don't know. We'll see. Rations. What I tell you? My boy. 24 sheesh. A water skin. Cotton bacon. These dice, man. I knew I wasn't tripping yesterday. 24, we have another water skin. Good enough for me. And 1d4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. So, and I think that's it. We've got our hit points, and we've got our AC for that one. We'll put the AC down. I was a little confused about the AC. Let me write that down too to check out, look at how the AC works. But I'm gonna turn to that now. Attack rolls. I'm pretty sure it's on 78. So there we go. So our armor class is determined again. So it's determined by either your armor, your shield, your agility, and magical modifiers. So I'm assuming that you add your agility to 10 because it says that an unarmed peasant is AC of 10. So I want to say that that's probably the base of your what do you call it, AC? I think. So, but I have that down to check that out. So I want to say base is 10, like it is. I'm pretty sure in D&D, it's going to be my base. I think it's going to be 10. So if my agility is, and it's added by my agility bonus, I don't have any magic. So it's going to be 10 right there. And this one is going to be a 9 because it's a negative. And then this one is going to be, we're doing agility, right? So this one is going to just be 10. And we don't have any armor. One has hide armor, so I have to look that up. And then this one right here is going to be 11 because it's a +1, so that's slightly better. So I shot 4 spears at the 2 characters I had. It was an automatic death. and one of them was a crit, so it made no difference. But that was my fault. So now we've got 4 characters, which probably isn't still enough, and we can jump back into our adventure for a few minutes, and then we'll wrap things up. So what we're doing is we're playing this adventure in the back. I've got my 2 characters right here. We took a break to build up some more characters, and we'll continue to keep building them as we go. I'm pretty sure it was 4. What was it? The adventure on is we're going through a portal at the current moment. Yeah, the art in here is super dope. So we are going through Portal Under the Stars, 256. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how I read that. It's 256. 456. All right, here we go. So let's pull our area back up. Where's my special marker? Because here we go. So this is where our area was going. I'm pretty sure hopefully everything's in the camera. I'll see in a few minutes. This is our area. So we had came through, let's say this hallway right here. Came through an actual portal. I messed up my portal, but we'll just do it like that. That's the gateway right there. And then there's a doorway. Once we came through the portal, there was a doorway on the very other side of it. And there were 2 statues. I'm sorry, 2 statues on each side. And they both bedtime. I don't know if you were able to hear that alarm that went off. Sorry about that. All right, so back to our adventure. So you guys come back over here. They were smart because as soon as they came in and they saw these statues holding these spheres heading facing towards this doorway, this entryway right here, they automatically knew to step to the side. So they were otherwise they would have taken well, it didn't make a difference because they died anyway. So now we've got these I forgot they're dead. So we've got those dead characters. And let me see. We need a couple more characters. Can you hear me scrambling through? So here are going to be my 4 characters that we have so far. Boom. And then, again, these are my favorite ones that I have over here. And then, boom. So those are going to be my characters. I'll name them. We'll figure it out along the way. So we've got our 4 characters. So, boom, 2 of them are already dead, our lost soldiers. And I think we're going to rob them. Not rob them, but I think we can. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to take their money because if they're laying here, we see them right here. We saw because we let them go in first because we knew something was up over here, especially when we were able to see through this doorway. We were able to see these spheres coming our way. So we knew that. So we told those 2 characters who we weren't a big fans of. We had them go through the portal first. They were able to open the door. What they did was they touched the doorknob because I couldn't figure out how to get the heck into this place. They touched the doorknob and they touched the doorknob, they were able to see some type of magic snapped in their minds and they were able to see the inscription in words that was on the door. It was initially symbols. So once they turned the doorknob and read the inscription, what they were seeing on the door, they were able to go through the portal. So they sent these 2 and the spheres attacked these 2. So we're going to knock these out. Long live the fallen soldiers. So next up in our adventure, DCC adventures are always wild. Looking forward to seeing you do this playthrough solo. Love the body, loot the body. That's what I was thinking too. It's a time honored tradition. Facts. So I'm gonna take their copper pieces. Hopefully we can, whoever dies, we'll just keep taking their gold pieces and stuff as well. So I'm gonna take these 2 right here. I'm gonna take this 32 copper. And I'm going to take this deer. I don't know how much I can carry, but I'll figure that out. I'll write that down as something else to look into too. Let's see. Encumbrance, I think it's called. So then we can see how much we can carry. But in the meantime, in between time, we'll go ahead and take everything from them because they can no longer use it. Water skin. I don't know, maybe we can trade it with somebody, some creepy person walking in this dungeon area. I don't know why they would be there, but you never know. And this one has, we kind of used that oil flask. They've got 42 copper. Maybe we can turn it in for other things and get better equipment. You never know. And they've got a holy symbol. Maybe that can be of some benefit along the journey. And they also have a water skin. Wow, this must be easy to come upon. So maybe we can again trade that for something else. So let's continue forward with, excuse me guys, with our adventure. So we went through the spheres, and the spheres can be removed and the door is unlocked and not trapped. All right, so the next doorway that we come into, this area right here, the time check, this one is not a locked door. And we can take the spheres. So I'm just going to notate it right here, 4 spheres, and see if maybe somebody wants to kind of trade or something like that. Bedtime. I know, heads in beds, heads in beds. Let's just get an idea of what the next. So the door is unlocked that we're able to go through. Let's say that these two guys we're going to send these two people forward in first because we plotted, because they're like, we don't really care for these people. They could die first, just like the other ones, because we don't really care. Boom, boom, boom. So they're going to let them go through first. And let's see what we come to and let's look at it on the map too, because it comes with a map, but I wanted to draw on the board because why not, right? So this is the map. We've come through this area right here. We're in this area 2, and we just ended up here in area 3. Let me notate that. So when I wrap things up, area number 3, let's just see what's going to happen from there. And before, I come on here next time, I'll go ahead and just build up a bunch of different characters. Wow. That's your bed. She came. Mrs. Coach came right in here. Wow. Wow. She came in here. So anyway, we want to see what's in this area 3, and then we'll wrap things up and pick this adventure up on Sunday. Okay, guys? So let's just see what's gonna happen. Let's get an idea of what area 3 is gonna look like. So the monument hall, which makes sense because you got that statue right there. Let's see. So this spacious chamber has marbled floors and a door. This is good. It's not wrong. The spacious chamber has marble floors and a door on each wall. Interesting. At the far end is a towering granite statue of a barbarian, one hand outstretched, index finger pointed towards you. Well, which one? Okay, because it's 4 of us. We'll do the one that we like the least. So probably, I'm not sure. Nothing against Abe, but he might just be the one. So the finger's going to be pointed at Abe. The muscular savage wears animal hides, but their eyes are intelligent and their engraved neckline. Interesting. Sports amulets and charms. It sounds interesting. A grimoire hangs beside a broadsword on the hip of the 30-foot tall monument. That's a pretty big monument. All right. That sounds pretty interesting. We're going to probably read it again as a recap. We see observant characters. So we do an intelligence check to notice many fine scorch marks on the marble floor as if campfires have been started there. Do we want to go ahead? Maybe we'll roll that DC to see because we're able to see, Let's just see if we notice anything on the marble floors. I'm going to do all of them. We're going to do a freaking intelligence check because they've just not been very good. So I'm going to roll 4 dice for an intelligence check, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up as you do. Wow. You got to be direct. Wow, DS. Guess is wow. Everybody's against me. Let's see. Hold on. I'm just going to do this roll, and then we'll wrap it up. So then we'll know where to start our journey. We'll start our journey back at number 3. We kind of already know what it's looking like. We've got some other options as well. So hold on, I've got a black, so I should have a red. There we go. So we're gonna roll 1d8, a d20, and we're gonna do an intelligence check. But it says normally you would use a d20, but whatever skill, it has to be a reason. You have to be kind of decently good, because if you're untrained, you only roll a 1d10. From my knowledge, I'm still learning how to play this. And if you are trained in that skill, so let's say the mercenary, we're doing an intelligence check. I mean, I would think that a mercenary would have to be intelligent in order to be able to track their people down and take them out and stuff. So we're going to do the D20 on that. Let's see how we use it in this one. Let's see, we roll 3 times. The farmer, I take it the farmer would be intelligent as well. And maybe the gravedigger. So maybe not so much. So let's say, what is the DC? The DC is going to be a 12. I'm going to roll 2 of them and see. Okay, that's what's up. Hold on. No. Because intelligence, none of them are +2. I'm going to have to alter those DCs. So, because that one was, doesn't seem quite doable. But I'm going to let that slide. And I'll stop the adventure there and we'll pick it back up. So right now we're using the adventure in the back of the book. It's all the way down here. So we're using the adventure in the back of the book called The Portal Under the Stars. I haven't read through the adventure. I'm just reading through it as I go. And then we'll make checks and we'll adjust things. I'm pretty sure I probably should start adjusting the DC. But, or maybe not, it helps us to find alternative ways and creative ways, which is what we had to figure out how to get through the portal because the checks wouldn't work, the rolls wouldn't work. Good night, Robin. Talk to you soon. Good night, everybody, too. I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up. And I'll make some more, at least 2 more right here. Since 2 of our fallen soldiers have gone. And we'll pick this adventure up, either this or Dragonbane. You guys help me pick. We'll pick the adventure back up on Sunday. And yeah, so I'll see you guys. You guys have a good week, too. So make it a good week. All right, do something fun, eat something good. And good night.